What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Chidi again. So in this video, I'll be going through a tutorial of how to do sumo deadlifts. I've been doing sumo for years now and I've deadlifted 300 something kg, with it 2.5 kg to be specific. I've learned a lot of tricks and a lot of tips that I can give to you guys along the way. So yeah, I'm gonna go through it. The reason I swapped from conventional to sumo, because I used to be a conventional puller, was because every time I did conventional deadlift, I always used to get very bad DOMs. So if you know what that is, that's delayed onset muscle soreness. When your muscle gets very tight and very sore because you've trained, it usually occurs after the first 24 hours. So 2 days afterwards, you feel it the most. My DOMs were so bad that I couldn't even roll out. I was rolling out of bed. It was so tight, so I decided to make a change. And now that I started doing sumo, it's just been a lot more efficient for me. I can recover from my session and build on in my next session. There's a lot more quad involvement, less lower back strain, meaning you can actually do your squat sessions as well and not have to worry about overly fatiguing yourself. But yeah, everyone's different. Some people prefer conventional, some people prefer sumo. Comment down below what puller you are. Is it conventional or sumo? And why do you like one as opposed to the other? But yeah, let's start with the video. Leave a like and comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Yeah, let's get on with the video, guys. Before you even start deadlifting, the first thing you need to think about is what you're wearing. So for shoes, you want to make sure that you've got a thin sole and some good ankle support. What you don't want to be wearing is something that's got a really thick sole and no ankle support, and something that's going to be like running shoes. You don't want to be doing that. So think about the shoes that you're wearing before you deadlift. All right, so once you figured out the shoe to wear, you can invest in some deadlift shoes as well. It makes a massive difference. Once you figured out your shoe, the next thing you want to think about is feet positioning. So what I like to do is have my feet in line, my chin in line with the knurling, the line of the knurling here, at both sides. You can have it closer or a little bit more further apart. Just play around with it a little bit, see what you feel most comfortable and powerful when you're going down. But when you come down, your shin should be coming straight up. All right. In terms of toe angle, you want your toes to be pointing at about a 45-degree angles, both sides. The reason you're doing it at this angle is because this is the optimal angle to engage your glutes. If you're too close, then it's like a normal deadlift. And if you're too far away, then you're just gonna lose your balance. So about a 45-degree angle is normally good for most people. The next thing we want to think about is bracing our legs. We want to make sure that we've contracted our hamstrings, our quads, even the calves. And what I want you to do is pretend that you're spreading the floor apart, like that. So you push down with your feet and spread the floor apart. What this does is it allows you to engage your adductors, and these are going to be a key muscle in helping you to generate as much force as possible off the ground. So get yourself there, get everything nice and braced, 45-degree angle, spread the floor apart, engage your quads, and raise your hammies. Whilst you're deadlifting, there are three main grips that you should be aware of. There's double over, there's mixed, and then there's hooked. I personally deadlift with a mixed grip. The reason I do this is because when the weight gets heavier, this grip allows you to be able to keep in control of the bar because there's nowhere for the bar to go. If you're over or double over, then when the weight gets heavier, your forearm becomes a limiting factor and the bar is not trapped and it's easier for you to miss your grip. The higher level lifters normally go hook grip. This is a very, quite complex learning curve to perform the deadlift. However, if you wanted to hook grip, you can learn it slowly. And I think a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't use hook grip is because pain is a massive limiting factor. You basically have to like destroy the nerves inside your form and get used to that pain barrier before you do it. I probably will transition at some point, but at the moment I'm very happy doing mixed grip. Once you've decided what grip that you're going to be using, the next thing you want to do is get in position. Whilst you're in this position here, you want to make sure your arms are as long as possible. So you don't want to depress your shoulders. You want to get your arms as long as possible here before you pull. As basically you're just extending your arms, and you're going to make it an easier lockout because your arms are longer. If you're shorter, then you've got a longer way to pull up. But if you make them as long as possible, then it makes it a lot easier. Another thing I want you to pay attention to before you even get started lifting or pulling the bar is making sure that you have your lats locked in. And the way of doing this is imagine that you're pulling the bar in. When you're doing mixed grip, it's a bit different because you can't come like this with both hands. So you want to basically almost like bring your lats in. Imagine you're like pulling the bar kind of into itself. So you're bending the bar into itself. So this arm, the overhand is coming this way, and then the underhand is coming that way. So that's how you engage your lats before you even lift. This allows you to create as much tension as possible before you drive up. And another thing to remember when you're sumo deadlifting is that you're pressing the floor away from you, you're not pulling. So this is going to be a good cue for you to actually push down through the floor, engage your legs, and it allows you not to do this basically. That's not what you want, is a push. So you're pressing the floor away from you and then locking out. A key thing to remember as well, you want your knees, your hips and your shoulders / lats to almost lock out at the same time. So it's one smooth movement. It's never going to be 100% perfect, but that's the mentality that you want. You want it to be at the same time, so you're locking everything out at the same time. So what you don't want is your hips to come, your knees to come up first, and then you're coming like this. That's what you don't want to happen, because then you're going to be using a lot of lower back. You want everything to be almost in motion, in sync. So instead of doing this, when your knees lock out and you're struggling, you want it to be, you push down with your legs, push down into the floor. Make sure you're remembering to contract your quads. You're spreading the floor out to engage your adductors. And then you make it your arms as long as you can. Make sure your head is up as well, because this puts you in a better position. You lock your lats out, you push. A key part of sumo deadlift, and also conventional deadlifts as well, is bracing. This is huge. Before you actually descend into the lift, I like to do it at the top. What you want to do is taking a deep breath into your stomach and then push against your stomach or your thoracic cavity, which means basically your abs. You want to be pushing. Pretend there was like a wall of muscle around your stomach and you're pushing to create a bit of tension. You can do this without the belt, and you can also do this with the belt. It's very good to practice bracing before you lift. I've also got a video out on this as well, so make sure you check that out. It'll be up there somewhere. So click and check out that video. I've got a full video out on bracing. But yeah, that's how you breathe without a belt on. But when you have the belt on, what you want to do is put it on, lock it in, and then instead of just tensing and then going down, you're not creating as much tension that way. What you want to do is taking a massive breath, literally inhale or exhale everything. Taking a deep breath and then press against the belt actively before you come down. So I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like here. Another thing that I want to speak about whilst you're deadlifting is pulling the slack out the bar. This is a massive principle. What I basically mean by this is, before you get in your position, by contracting your quads and your lat tension and getting in that position before you start, there should be enough tension built up to where the bar wants to lift off the floor before you even start pulling. So it's almost like a screwdriver. You want to increase the tension, increase the tension, increase the tension, and then pull. It's not like a yank. You're not yanking the bar off the floor. You're pulling the slack out, get everything nice and tense, and then you're pulling up. So it's not like you're not doing this. You're doing this. You're getting in position. The bar should come up. The bar should already come off the floor through the tension that's being built by your quads, your lats, and getting yourself in position, and then you're pulling up. That's what I mean by pulling the slack out the bar. All right, so whilst you're deadlifting, a lot of people think, how close should I be to the bar? What I normally like doing is I like to have my feet, so the bar should be about mid-foot, both sides. This is a good position because if you're too close, then you're going to lose your balance, and if you're too far away, then your base of support, your center of gravity is too far away from your base of support, and it's almost like trying to lift a weight while your arm is too far. That's going to be harder, but when it's close to your center of gravity, it's a lot easier. So you have to find the balance. So I like to have it about mid-foot. Another thing is there's loads of different techniques to deadlifting. Some people do a hip shoot. I used to do this quite a bit as well, and it just allows you to have that bit of momentum and a little bit of tension built up before you pull. This is quite a complex technique. I'll probably say if you're a beginner, just go with the up-down method. But to round it up, you basically want to pull when your hip is at a high level, but not too high where you're in front of the bar, and not too low where you won't be able to get enough leverage. So you want to pull when it's like about there, then pull. This is the hip shoot. I'll do a double over just because it's easier for this. And then this is the up and down. All right, there you go. All right, the last thing I wanted to speak about is head position. Your head should either be facing forward, basically. You shouldn't be looking down. When you're looking down, that's going to be encouraging you to round out your shoulders like this, and then you're going to lose lat tightness. And it also encourages you to kind of like flex your spine. You want to have a nice strong position where your spine is straight and your shoulders are out, because this is what is going to allow you to lock your lats and have as much tension built up as possible. So make sure you're looking straight at yourself if there's a mirror, or that your head is up. You can even practice having it a little bit further up, because this encourages you to have your chest up and get in that good position. So head position is very, very important. So there you have it. You should be able to Sumo deadlift now with no problem perfectly. So to round up, get the footwear right, get the right footwear, makes a massive difference. Get your feet positioning right, 45 degrees. Make sure you're twisting the floor out. Engage your core, engage your glutes and your quads, hamstring, your legs. You're pushing. It's not a pull, it's a push and then a lockout. Make sure you're bracing, taking a deep breath, push against the belt. Engage the lats by bending the bar. Head position should be up. And yeah, if you get all of those things right, make sure you're locking out at the same time with your knees, your hips and your shoulders. Elongate your arms, make it as long as possible so that you're having a shorter range of motion. If you get all of those right, you'll be well on your way to adding on kgs to your Sumo deadlift. If you got something out of this video, please leave a like down below, comment down below. Also check out my video and tutorial on how to bench press. I'm sure a lot of you gain a lot out of that. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, also subscribe to my channel. More content coming this year. Yeah, peace.